Welcome back, my fellow agents. It is I, X7, your master of musical mayhem. That has nothing to do with the animated awesome. That was Monday. It is Friday. That means it is 7 Song Friday, and we are going to do 7 songs. These are all some of my favorites. I mean, pretty much every one of these is something that I really enjoy for a wide variety of reasons, not the least of which is they're all fun. They range from 1968, which, if you look at the picture here, to I want to say 1988, maybe. Yeah, I'd say they don't get that 20-year range. But before we get too much further into this, please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, and hit that notification bell to be notified of new content every day. And having said all that, there is a reason that Sheena, Queen of the Jungle, is on here, but not it's a reference to something else from a different song. He said ever so mysteriously. All right, are you ready? Let's get ready to rock and roll.
Find happy hearts and smiling faces and tolerance for the ethnic races in Denton.
You'll find a rambling rose and a picket fence,
Tenderness and innocence.
So, our first song today is from the Shock Treatment soundtrack. This is called Denton. It is the opening track, and it's quite good. The music of the whole movie is very good. Denton, USA. Now, I've actually been to Denton, Texas, and according to a certain friend of mine from that state of delusion, that and that's making fun of him more than the state itself. This song is not about Denton, Texas, which is the home of the wrestling Von Erichs, the Von Erich boys, until Kevin sold his land and moved to Hawaii, which, I probably would have well. It is we have talked about this. It is the sequel to Rocky Horror, and it's got a lot of the same actors playing different characters, and a lot of different actors playing the characters Brad and Janet. Two different actors, of course, playing the characters Brad and Janet. But oops, that's what I wanted to do. Yeah, that's good. We're gonna scoop up just a little so we can hear the little more of the song. But this is the title track. There's the cast. I didn't realize that the movie had been put out on Blu-ray by Arrow, which makes it very tempting to purchase. So I'd like to watch it again. But here we go.
again and again.
And again and again and again.
Denton, Denton, you've got no pretension. Where the heart is your home. Denton, Denton.
It just rocks. I mean, the music is. I mean, it lacks the iconic villain antagonist of Dr. Frankenfurter. See the upcoming episode of GD Explanations about how your humble agent met Tim Curry. But it's a good song. I mean, it's got a good soundtrack. The movie's odd, but that's what's to be expected. So that's our first song. Our second song is from 1968, though it was originally released on Revolver 1966. It's a Ringo song, and it's one of my favorite. Well, it's not a Ringo song. It's not the Yellow Submarine, but it's just a really great song. I'd be willing to bet you know what it is exactly from these opening horns and things. This was my introduction to the Beatles from 1968's The Yellow Submarine. We have talked about it before a time or two, and I just love this movie. We're going to have to do an actual review of it Once upon a time, or maybe twice, there's the head meanie and Glove, who has a when they sing the song, he's having a problem with the word love. There it is. Look at that. I have the soundtrack. I've had it for years, the full one, and I love it. And the song's so great. Um, I don't know what I was thinking here. But it's off this song. This is the album I got it off of. I don't remember the original one. The artist formerly known as Tamakaze would be able to tell me, I'm sure, because he's a much, much more informed Beatles fan than I am.
There's nothing you can do that can't be done. Nothing you can sing that can't be sung. Nothing you can say, but you can learn how to play the game. It's easy.
And really, that's about all we're getting from the Beatles, because I really don't want to run afoul of their copyrights. I don't even know who owns the song anymore. It just dawned on me that our first three songs all come from movies. So this is, where's the soundtrack? Jeez. This is Love Rules by Don Henley from the soundtrack of Fast Times at Ridgemont High, which is just a wonderful, wonderful song. And if you hear it when you're 17, boy, does it strike home. They say a lot of these were, there he is. That's him playing with the Eagles. He was the drummer, but geez, it takes a long time to get into this. I thought I wrote it down. Come on, Don. The song is 4 minutes long, but it's from 1982. So there you go.
You just pretend that you don't see her at all. You wanna tell her how much you care. You wanna call her, but you just don't dare.
So yeah, I mean, any teenage boy, and probably a lot of girls, go through this exact same thing. Instead of just talking to people, and you just don't know at that age, you're a jumble of emotions and hormones, and the guys that do talk to women, can ask them out and seem confident, and some of us just don't, unless we aren't trying to impress them, and then they like us better that way. It is from Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and it's in the background. You don't really hear it. I believe it's when Rat and see, I think Jennifer Jason Leigh, Stacey Hamilton, who is Brian Becker, who thinks she's really cute and asks her out. When he asks her out, she says yes. So there's your lesson. Wish I'd have learned it. But I only ever heard this song once, maybe twice back then, because it was not a hit. And it didn't get played a lot, of course. Nothing in fossil bed radio got played a lot, unless it was a rock song that was 40 years old. Oh, wait, that's now.
Love rules. All love rules. Out in the parking lot with all the guys. Don't ever let them see the tears in your eyes. She's got a date tonight and it ain't you.
And that, I'm still kind of jealous of anyone who still remembers what the first blush of young love was like, because it was just something else. And you can't recapture that. It's different. It's not bad. It's not worse. It's just different now when you get older. Okay, that was from 1982. We've gone from 81 to 68 to 82, and we're going back to 1981 to Visit the Go-Go's. This is, of course, off their first LP, Beauty and the Beat, but I have it on their Return to the Valley of the Go-Go's, kind of greatest hits plus a bunch of extras. It was their first big hit, written by Terry Hall and Jane Weedland, who Jane I just love these days because she's awesome. And she's wonderful. She was at Comic-Con a lot. I wish I'd have talked to her back then.
Can you hear them? They talk about us, telling lies. Well, that's not the surprise. Can you see them? See right through them. They have a shield, nothing which to reveal.
So this was written by Terry Hall, as co-written by Terry Hall, and uh, with Jane Whelan. Now they were having a brief affair, and Terry Hall was in Fun Boy 3 and also the special or the specials, depending on what side of the Atlantic you're on. But it is one of their signature songs, other than "We Got the Beat," probably. And if you see them in their early, playing in their early days before the record company got a hold of them and cleaned them up and dressed you up and turned them around, turned them into someone new, they are punks. I don't care what you think. If you only ever saw them in this phase, you're missing out because, boy, howdy, were they something else. I just love the Go Go's for a wide variety of reasons.
Doesn't matter what they say. In the jealous games people play. Honest to see you.
So Fun Boy 3 did another version of it. I mean, if the co-writers were in the two different bands, you can't really call one an original or the other one a remake, right? Because they're both doing it the way they wanted to. I love both versions. Um, Fun Boy 3 is very different sounding, but that's all right. I mean, you got this power pop and you've got whatever you want to call Fun Boy 3 was. Okay, and now we're headed to 19. Did I not put this? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Okay, come here. Gotta embiggen this for a minute and go over here. Get this. History. Where'd it go? Oh, it's way down there, isn't it? Come on, come on, come on. I probably should just stop this instead of talking. I thought I put this on there. There it is. Okay. I'll go back here, move this up to number 5. All right. Number 5 is from The Call. And then Smallify. So this is when the walls came down, which is off their second LP. Oddly enough, I don't know that I've ever heard anything off their first one, but Modern Robins from 1983. It was the first one that got a lot of airplay. I guess airplay. It was in heavy rotation for a while on MTV, and that's where we saw it. I don't remember if we saw anything else. I can't find a track listing. The discography here on Wiki is just not the best, but they started out uh, with who worked on there? The keyboardist. They had and it's a gentleman from the band played on the first album, and I'm drawing a blank. Garth, maybe he played the organ on it that you can hear in there. It's just really a lot of energy, and I really like the the way the song plays out. So let's listen to a little more of it.
Where they blew the horns and the walls came down. They all and the walls came down. They stood there laughing.
Obviously, this is called references Joshua at the Battle of Jericho. He told the boys with the horns, "Get down and blow." Oops, that's the Rainmakers from "Let My People Go Go." I think that they probably would have enjoyed it. They probably did. I would hope they knew each other, because it seems like Tom Walkenhorst would probably have been friends with Michael Bean, the late Michael Bean, that is. So they went on to have quite the career. I've got their greatest hits here somewhere. He's no longer with us, but there's the album cover. I never owned it. I had a friend that owned this tape in San Diego, and he really liked it, but and was more conservative than I was, and talked about this line.
I don't think there are any Russians. There ain't no Yanks. Just corporate criminals. Playing with pigs.
I think we both agreed with that because why wouldn't you? I mean, it rings true that rang true in 1983, and it rings true in 2025, right? Get back down there. What was that? Yeah, 1983. So heavy rotation in the call. My two of my friends really love this LP, and I don't know if they like the rest of it, but I like all of their work or Michael's work. Really, he was the call after you know people left the band. All right, and now we're gonna go to the 1989. I lied a little bit there. I thought it was 86 or 87. I bought got this single right before I left for San Diego. Why? I don't know, but I love the song, and it's by Love and Rockets. No, not the comic book Love and Rockets. The band who was made up of Love and Rockets is made up of Daniel Ash, Kevin Haskins, and David J. from Bauhaus, and many other things. I hope we've talked about them in the past. Probably could put this on. I think they were in Tones on Tail too. Tones on Tail 2. And it's called So Alive. Sooner or later, it's called So Alive. I don't know why these guys just can't. There it is. So apparently he wrote this about seeing a woman in a bar or at a party and didn't know her, didn't talk to her because he was married, and but sometimes these things happen, and he got just infatuated with her look and wrote this song and recorded it in like 24 hours, and it's lush and it's just sexy. So although you could tell, obviously they're goth or they Bauhaus because Bela Lugosi's dead. The bat has left the bell tower, and they did that amazing cover of Ziggy Stardust, which I used to have. So maybe we'll put all these together. Let's listen to a little more of this. It's amazing what just having a crush on someone, even if you don't ever meet them, just can make you really feel alive. Speaking of first love, a callback to Love Rules. How about that? I'm somewhat of a genius. All right, we are down to our final song, which is one I greatly enjoy. About speaking of a first love or something similar to that. It is by the Dead Milkmen, and who I had their Eat Their Paisley album, which this song is not on. It's from the LP Beelzebubba. So, but it is Punk Rock Girl, and Punk Rock Girls, yummy, yummy Punk Rock Girls, to quote a Queers song. Hey, I didn't name them. All right, get on with it.
One Saturday I took a walk to Zipperhead. I met a girl there and she almost knocked me dead. Oh, girl, please look at me. What do you see? Let's travel around the world, just you and me, punk rock girl.
So here's a group of punk rock girls. That's can you tell who they are? I know most of them. Susie and Debbie, and I think that's Chrissy Hine from the Pretenders, Polystyrene from X-Ray Specs, but two of them I'm not 100% sure who they are. I know that's not Annabelle Wynn from Bow Wow Wow. It's not Joe Jett. So obviously, probably a picture from England. But Punk Rock Girls. Yeah, I love Punk Rock Girls. Always have, always will.
I tapped her on the shoulder and said, do you have a bell? She looked at me and smiled and said she did not know. Punk rock girl, give me a chance. Let's go slam dance to a dress like Minnie Pearl. Just you and me, punk rock girl.
All right, so there's Punk Rock Girl, at least the first two verses. We're going to get into them traveling here in a bit. But now, Sheena was the queen of the jungle there, was the, speaking of punk rock girl, Sheena is a punk rocker because the Ramones were, I don't want to say impressed, but she was the inspiration for writing Sheena as a punk rock girl. So obviously, Sheena is a punk rocker. So Sheena is a punk rock girl. There we go. I knew I could get around to it eventually. Let's listen to a little more of this.
We went to the Philly Pizza Company and ordered some hot tea. The waitress said, well, no, we only have it iced. So we jumped up on the table and shouted anarchy. And someone played a Beach Boys song on the jukebox. It was California Dreamin', so we started screaming on such a winter's day.
All right. And just for clarity's sake, the Beach Boys did record California Dreaming, but not until 1986. So there you go. All right, my fellow agents, that is our 7 songs today. I think they're really good ones, I must say, if I have to say so myself. So until our next assignment, which is Shaolin Saturday, and we're going to visit the Shaws, a movie that actually has Shaolin in the temple. In the temple. Shaolin in the title. Oh, your humble agents had a long day. So, once again, until our next assignment, please take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you